Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we will discuss private sector. The public sector video has already been uploaded on my channel at the rate of Dr. Santosh Nandal. We will define what is private sector. The private sector is the part of the economy sometimes referred to as the citizen sector, which is owned by private groups, usually as a means of establishment for profit or non-profit rather than being owned by the government. मतलब पूरा एक जो प्राइवेट कम्युनिटी है उसके हाथ में ये सेक्टर है. The private sector employs most of the workforce in some countries. In private sector, activities are guided by the motive to earn money. So, basic motto is only to earn profit. A 2013 study by the International Finance Corporation, part of the World Bank Group, identified that 90% of the jobs in developing countries are in the private sector. So, private sector is the biggest sector of the economy which provides large number of employment to people, that is in study it shows 90%. What are the key takeaways? The private sector consists of all privately owned for profit businesses in the economy. The private sector tends to make up a large share of the economy in free market, capitalist based societies. Private sector businesses can also collaborate with government run agencies in arrangements called public private partnership, and sometimes the government makes disinvestment and some part of or some shares of public sectors are sold in the hands of private people, private sector, or some ventures can be started in the name of public private partnership. Types of private sector businesses. The private sector is very diverse sector and makes up a big part of many economies. It is based on many different individuals, partnerships and groups. The entities that form the private sector include, what are these? Sole proprietorship means the individual ownership of that person, partnership with the collaborations, एक दो पार्टनर मल्टीपल हो सकते हैं, small and mid sized businesses, it's a one kind of business, small और mid size भी हो सकते हैं, large corporations and multinationals, big multinational giants that can also be in the form of private sector. Professional and trade associations, you can see some corporations, you can see some professionals, doctors, your advocates or the other professional or some trade association that can be part of this private sector. Trade unions, that is also one kind of type of private sector businesses. Now we will discuss what is difference between public and private sector. You will see the whole video, full part of public sector that has been uploaded on my YouTube channel at the rate of Dr. Santosh Nandal. You can see detail about public sector. Now we will make some points which shows this is the basic differences between public and private sector. Number 1, public sector organizations are owned, controlled and managed by the government or other state run bodies, means it's a totally control of government or other state governments. Private sector में क्या है? Private sector organizations are owned, controlled and managed by individuals, groups or business entities. So, there is no interference of government, it is controlled totally by private persons or individuals. The ownership of the public sector units can be by central, state or local government bodies, and this ownership is either full or partial. I mean totally it's a control of government, maybe the local government bodies, maybe the central government or the state government, or control can be full or that can be partial also. The ownership of the private sector units is by individuals or entities with zero interference from the government. So, there is no any interference of government and a totally ownership in the hand of private, you can say the persons, sector or anything regarding that is about the private sector businesses. The main motive of public sector organizations is to engage in activities that serve the general public. So, basic motive is to serve the public or for the social development, but the basic motive of private sector is to earn profits from their business operations. So, social development aspect is somewhere missing and basic motive is to earn profits. What is the source of capital in the public as well as in private sector? The capital for public sector undertakings comes from tax collections, excise and other duties, bonds, treasury bills, etc. So, these are the sources of capital. But what are the sources of capital of private sector? The capital for private sector entities comes either from its owners or through loans, issuing shares and debentures. Private company अपने जो शेयर्स हैं वो प्राइमरी एट द टाइम ऑफ कलेक्शन मनी, सो दे आर इश्यूइंग द शेयर्स एंड कलेक्टिंग मनी, selling their debentures, even the bonds and collecting money from public. Public sector unit provides several employment benefits like job security, housing facilities, allowances and retirement benefits. So, these are the benefits in public sector. What are the benefits in private sector? Private sector units offer benefits like higher salary packages, better chances of promotion and recognition, competitive environment and greater incentives in terms of bonus and other benefits. तो एक साइड क्या है कि जॉब सिक्योरिटी की बात हम करते हैं, हाउसिंग फैसिलिटी या रिटायरमेंट बेनिफिट्स की बात करते हैं, और प्राइवेट सेक्टर्स के अंदर क्या है कि मे बी द बेटर चांसेस ऑफ द प्रमोशंस बिकॉज कॉम्पिटिटिव स्किल्स एंड काइंड ऑफ इंसेंटिव्स एंड अदर काइंड्स ऑफ बेनिफिट्स एंड द bonus are giving to the employees who are performing better in their private sector. What about the stability? Jobs within the public sector are very stable since the chances of getting sacked due to non-performance are very low. So, performance does not much matter in public sector, which is a very lacuna part of it, but in private sector you will have to perform. Jobs within the private sector are very secure since non-performance can lead to sacking. यदि कोई performance नहीं प्रॉपर कर रहा है, कोई नहीं है, तो उसी टाइम उसको सू कर दिया जाएगा या हटा दिया जाएगा. Companies can also fire people in case of cost cutting or scaling down of operations. So, sometime in the time of recession or kind of cutting the cost, तो वहाँ पर क्या होती है, एम्प्लॉयज़ की छुट्टी कर जाते हैं, कर दी छुट्टी इन द सेंस कि उनके जो जॉब्स है उसके वो कट कर दी जाती हैं. About the promotions, the criteria for promotion in public sector is generally based on the seniority of the employees. So, already that is prescribed in the bonds between the person and government or organization, maybe of the state government, central government or the local bodies. Totally पहले से ही mention है. टाइम से पहले आप सोचिए कि आपने बहुत अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस दी है, यू गाइस वांट टू गेट योर प्रमोशन, सो दैट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल in public sector. But in private sector, what kind of the promotions? The criteria for promotion in the private sector unit is generally based on the merit and the job performance of the employees. So, if the job performance of that employee is better, performing very well, so promotion का जो time है वो पहले भी हो सकता है. Slab is not fixed, time slab. Areas, some of the main areas that come under the public sector are police, military, mining, manufacturing, healthcare, education, transport, banking, etc. So, these are the specified most common area that comes under public sector, but what in private sector? Some of the main areas that come under the private sector are information technology, finance, fast moving consumer goods, construction, hospitality and pharmaceutical, etc. Any country needs both the public and private sector to work at their full potential. There are many differences between the two, but a robust financial and economic system must have an adequate mixture of companies belonging to both these sectors. Though this is the crux of this topic, so both the sectors are very important for our country, and the collaboration or the combination of these sectors is very important, and any country can flourish if the country is performing very well in both the sectors, public and private sector, because दोनों के बीच में बहुत अंतर है, डिफरेंसेस हैं, फाइनेंशियल और इकोनॉमिक सिस्टम भी डिफरेंस है, बट दोनों का अच्छा मिक्सचर होना चाहिए इफ़ यू वांट टू परफॉर्म मोर इन द इकोनॉमी और वी वांट टू टेक आवर कंट्री अहेड. So both the sectors are very important for the country. So contact me if you have any question and queries, and now the examinations are going to be started, and all the very best to all the students. And if you do feel any topic which is left out, that is a part of your syllabus, so you can put in comment box, so I will prepare video on it, so that can be benefited to you. So thank you very much for listening, and please like, share this video and subscribe my channel, Dr. Santosh Nadar. Thank you very much.